Yo, we're playing mini games. So we all know who Nintendo is, right? We've all played Nintendo games. We've all probably owned a Nintendo console. Especially now, I've just realized that Nintendo is just such a scummy company. They're on like a completely different level from everyone else, especially like Disney. Like Disney's a terrible company, but like they still have stuff that's like occasionally good, and their business practices aren't terrible compared to Nintendo. So let's just like talk about it a little bit more in depth. So Nintendo is just like, as everyone knows, one of the strictest companies when it comes to like anything. When it comes to piracy, when it comes to like modding their games, just like literally everything at Nintendo is just so incredibly strict. And it's probably like a cultural thing in like Japan that it's like that, but everything about it, man. Nintendo makes some of the best games ever, but like they really know how to get away with some terrible stuff because they know you're gonna buy it. Like games are like $60, and for the older consoles, you can't even buy them anymore. You have to go on eBay and find a scalped like $80 disc or something, or even more expensive for the older the game. Like if you want to play Castlevania on your NES, don't you dare pirate it. Instead, spend $200 on a copy of it on eBay. That is also terrible quality, alright? Because that's just the right thing to do. Do not download it or emulate it off of, like, anything possible. It's super hard and bad, which is why you should never do it. But, like, come on. Like, I'm playing... Like, that'd be like if Minecraft was, like, so incredibly against having fun that there just, like, wasn't support for mods, there wasn't any resource packs, just raw game, you know? And that's what Nintendo does. And recently, they've just been increasing their business decisions to just a crazy level. Like, the Switch 2, the reason I even started talking about this is recently, it was found out that the Switch 2 will have, like... Basically, when you buy the console, if they find any sort of tampering or anything that you do to the console, they can just shut it down remotely. Like, permanently soft lock your console because you did something to it. Which, in my opinion, is just absolutely crazy. Like, I think, like, they're not... In their own words, they're like, we're selling you the ability to experience these games. We're not selling you the ability to, like, have them. You don't own the games. We own the games. You own the ability to play them. They're like, it's like the equivalent of, like, having a, like, subscription to something, and the only thing you actually own is the controller to whatever subscription. Like, Xbox Game Pass, you only own a controller, but your subscription to Xbox Game Pass is the only thing you can play games on. And if you get banned from Xbox, you just have a useless controller. Which is actually just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Because, like, it's really stupid. And the Switch 2, I was so excited for it when I found the announcement, like the initial announcement. And then when I watched the, like, actual trailer for it and everything, I was not very happy. Because with the Switch 1, there was so much content, bro. There was, like, everything. They had a new Mario. They had a new everything. A new, like, I don't know. A new Mario Party, I think. A new Mario Kart, which was just the old Mario Kart, but with some DLC, but no one cares. Because no one except for me bought the Wii U. Like, there's actual hype. Like, Mario Odyssey is still, like, top 3 games of all time, in my opinion. Probably. I don't know. Top 3 3D Mario games. Definitely. But, you know? And for the Switch 2, they were like, we're gonna go all out. Look at all these cool new features. Our hardware is no longer at the mediocre ability of our old one that could run about as well as a toaster. No, it's incredible now. It can run like a PS4, the 10-year-old console that everyone loves, the PS4. Not a PS5 because you don't deserve a PS5 level handheld. No. And on top of that, let's increase the price to $500 because we know people will still buy it. And the most insane decision of all, let's increase the price of the games by $10 and then increase the price of the physical games by $20 and make it so the physical games don't even contain the game on them. They're just a little knickknack you get to keep while also being able to install the game and, from what I can tell, only be able to play the game when your little gimmick is plugged in, which is just such a scam. They are selling you a fart in a bottle. They are not selling you anything. You just can't do that. But I mean, who cares? Because it's Nintendo. Well, we're all gonna buy it. And one of my favorite features of it was the new ability to have Discord on your Nintendo Switch. But no, you don't get Discord. No. You get Nintendo's own Discord, special made to be weird. And you also, you have an entire controller, you have an entire button on your controller dedicated to this new amazing feature. But if you're not subscribed to Nintendo Switch Online, sucks for you. You have a useless button in your controller too, which I'm sure cannot be bound to anything else. You just have a useless piece of equipment. Having built-in voice chat is a cool feature, but it's like already a thing on everywhere. Like, the only reason Nintendo still sells their consoles is because they're only available on their console. Like, their games are only available directly on the console you buy it from. If you buy a PlayStation, like, it can run super well, and it costs about the same amount of money as a Switch 2, but you can't play Nintendo games on it. Because, no. You can only play every other game. You also can't play them on PC unless you do such an illegal thing that I would never do called modding. But if I were to mod, I would make sure to use a VPN when downloading so that Nintendo doesn't blow up your house. And I've seen so many stories over the years of, like, Nintendo going all out to protect their properties. Like, some kid is named Luigi or something, and they'd send a cease and desist, and then they bomb his house anyways. Some guy has Mario painted on his gravestone after he dies of, like, cancer at age 3. Too bad. Get it sandpaper washed off of there. It's Nintendo's property. Illegal. Gone. Out of there. Because that is the type of company Nintendo is. They would drown puppies if it meant that they would make, like, an extra $1 on every game that they sold. They would do some crazy things. And they just keep going more and more. At this point, they're just giving you games, like half of a game, and then you buy the DLC to get the other part of the game. Which, like, that's cool, but, like, Breath of the Wild is a fun and amazing game, but the DLC is, like, the entire end game part of it. If you want to do anything after beating Ganon, or, like, anything more before you beat Ganon, you have to buy the DLC to have any fun at all. And that's just, like, crazy, because the DLC is, like, I haven't checked in a while, but I think it's like $50 for both of them. And I know Tears of the Kingdom didn't have any, but it also costed more. And as far as I'm concerned, every other game now costs more. But with, like, the initial Nintendo Switch 2 launch, I was ecstatic when I found out there was a new Mario Kart. And then in the Nintendo Switch Direct, like, watching it live right before school, because it happened at, like, 6 in the morning where I live, I don't even remember, like, what time it was at. I just remember I woke up early just to watch it. It was the most disappointing thing I'd ever watched. Because the only new games were, like, a new Donkey Kong game. And, like, that's it. There was that new Donkey Kong game. And the new Mario Kart game. Which is also not a Mario Kart game. It is an open world racing game. Which, I don't know how that works, but I mean, who cares? How do I... Huh? Guys, help. I don't know how to make this. I've never made an armor stand in Minecraft, like, ever. It's like that, right? Oh, wait. Hold on. Easy. Anyways, I'm not playing as well today because I, like, haven't played in a week since my account got hacked and stolen. Which was very fun. I'll probably make a video on how that went because it was actually kind of funny the way that it, like, it happened. It'll be a shorter one because there's not really much to do about the process of recovering your account. I could just be like, yeah, and then I waited 5 days for an email to come saying, oh, by the way, next week we will give you full access to your account for the low, low price of everything you own. It's just like a terrible, boring process you don't want to hear about. But I'm going to make a video on it. So, yay. That's mostly why I haven't uploaded this week. I've been, like, dealing with that. And it happened later on in the week, I'm gonna be honest. The first few days I was just lazy, but, like, because I was like, you know what, I want to do my school finals. I want to get, like, an actual, like, better than a 2.5 GPA this year. Because, like, don't get me wrong, I get good grades in school. I'm not, like, an F student. I'm not the inventor that everyone talks about, you know? If I actively invested in school, I'd have a 5.0 GPA, actually, because I take AP classes. I'd have amazing grades, but I just don't turn anything in. And then I get terrible grades, and then I do it at the last minute. And then sometimes they grade it, which is a terrible system. Don't ever try that. Just putting it out there. Next year, I'm definitely gonna go crazy, getting 10.0 GPA, finally be able to work at McDonald's, because that's the requirement you have to work there. This has been a very, like, not productive week for me. On top of that, I also got sick, and, like, my allergies started appearing simultaneously. So I was sick with allergies while doing finals last minute and having my account get hacked all in the same week. It was awesome. But anyways, back to the actual subject of the video, Nintendo. Progressively throughout the Nintendo Direct, I got less and less excited for the console. Because there were, like, 2 first-party games announced, and I think that the other one was just a DLC for Kirby. Like, if there was a new Zelda game, I would have been, like, foaming at the mouth, like, camping outside of a Target for the next 4 months until it finally appears and I can buy myself a Nintendo Switch 2 to play that. If it was, like, a new 3D Mario game, I would have done the same thing. Even, like, a new, any first-party game, except for, like, the 3 that I've never played and never plan on, I'd be more excited. But there just wasn't. And they're still gonna make me buy it. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I bought Splatoon 3. I've never played it. It costed me $60. I still have it, and I've yet to play it. That's an exaggeration. I have played it. But for 30 minutes the day that I bought it while watching The Simpsons, so I wasn't really invested in the show. I mean, in the game. I was very invested in the show. Right now I'm playing more mini games just because, like, PvP is, like, harder to do while talking right now. I'm trying to practice it off camera, but it's just really weird. I never know, like, what to talk about when there's PvP going on. If I go like, aha, get stabbed, nerd. Bad individual. Okay, that's just mean. They just dropped an anvil on my head. And the thing is, since Nintendo's at, like, the top of the gaming industry, they influence everyone else. So first-party games are already, like, insanely expensive. Like, the new Doom was, like, $70 or $100 if you wanted to play it, like, a week early. But now with Nintendo's amazing decision to increase the price of their already extremely expensive games to even more, because they know that all the Nintendo slaves will keep on buying it. And they will, like, they could make, like, anything. Legitimately anything. And people would still buy it. They're like, that's how Disney is, but at least Disney doesn't overcharge you for everything. Maximum, you're paying, like, $60 a year for all of your Disney needs. like 20,000 if you plan on going to a theme park, but that's different. The theme parks are actually really fun. Even though I hate Disney with a passion, I love their theme parks. They're amazing. So, Pikmin is my second favorite Nintendo franchise behind Zelda because I just love Pikmin. Like Pikmin 3 is like arguably in my top 10 games of all time. Uh just because it's so fun. Pikmin 4 is in the top 500 at least. Because Pikmin 4 is just like Pikmin without all the fun and the lore. It's kind of like how Pokemon games are nowadays. It like has that quality of assets, whereas the old one like tried to be realistic and wasn't, but it was still awesome. This one went for cartoony graphics, which doesn't work in a game that's supposed to be set in the real world, and it's a whole mess, you know. But you know what? If they released a Pikmin 5 right now, I don't care what slop it was. I'm still gonna buy it because, like you, like me, like everyone, we are all at Nintendo's mercy. We will buy anything they buy, or we'll buy anything they put out. You know, because that's just what they do. They've figured out some sort of tactic that I don't even know how to crack it. You know, it's just way too smart what they've done. And that is why I will be buying the Nintendo Switch 2. Anyways, if you like are still here at the end of the video, you should like subscribe or something. I don't know. Because getting my account hacked was quite the low point of my week. I was no longer able to play Hypixel Skywars or Duels for an entire 5 gruesome days. Uh, so yeah, if you could just give me your support and subscribe, that'd be awesome. Uh, anyways, bye.